They did a bad, bad thing. They did a bad, bad thing.
Well, we're already coming up on the final hour. Time flies when you're fighting tyranny and thuggery. I want to take calls in this segment and the next, and continuing up to Richard Reeves joining us in studio. Is he in studio today, or is he going to be on the phone? He's already here? Okay, he's in studio. So that's coming up on the land grabbing and stuff. I want to take your calls on a host of issues coming up here. And then I want to get into thought crime bills, threat and talk radio, and cyberbullying, not about protecting kids. It's about shutting down the Internet. Now, that's Kurt Nimmo, Infowars.com. But don't believe me. Here is ABC 7 News, anti-bullying legislation, threat to free speech. Proponents say bullying can be stopped while preserving freedoms. They say this is for kids, but the way it reads is for everybody. And then we have the hate crime bill that's actually passed the House, and I want to read this to you, what it says. And if this doesn't kill the First Amendment, our beloved Republic's First Amendment, you know, the first of all rights, the right to free speech, I don't know what does. So that is coming up after I take some calls. And look, Watson says this is a big deal, and I guess he's right. You know, we've been critical of Hannah Montana on this same subject. We don't think she's a bad person. We think she's talented. It is brain rot for the young girls out there to kind of suck them into the deeper estuaries of the corporate mind control to make them feel inadequate so the New World Order can sell them Gardasil. But other than that, you know, we don't think Hannah Montana herself is a bad person. But we have been critical of her for supporting the end of the First Amendment. You know, she has her right to put out this tweeny stuff that I am trying to protect my daughters from. Now, everybody likes Hannah Montana. Paul Hartman there was saying he got a CD for his daughter. And look, I mean, it's pretty wholesome stuff overall. It just, I think girls grow up too quick, boys grow up too quick, and it kind of just is a vortex off into a whole other dimension. And I just don't like anything that, you know, tries to take over the life of my family. And I see it with other girls. But, again, my criticism of her is not supporting the First Amendment. And so I hope people go and Twitter her more and ask her questions about why she supports this language here. But I'm going to cover that starting in the next hour. I'm going to go to your calls, though, for a while before I get into all of that. And then more on this key article that's up on prisonplanet.com. This is a maximum red alert. We only put these out every month or so. I'm asking listeners to hammer this through the mainstream media, post this on every blog, message board, everywhere. This is an InfoWar imperative attack request. If you should choose to take this mission, we're asking you to. Red alert, the total takeover of America enters final phase. This is kind of a boiled-down master article about the enemy's operation. They're clearly going for everything, including a hot police state after they've got this legislation done. This is, again, equivalent of a Soviet/Nazi purge that we're facing. This is highest-level red alert. Info warriors, man the guns, smash the enemy, overrun them in the cyber domains immediately. In the info war, countdown, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Let's blast it out there and expose these bastards making their criminal move on us right now. Let's blast down their climate change garbage with their global surf tax to the IMF and World Bank for world government, even as MSNBC is admitting. Let's blast the enemy on their water takeover. Let's blast them on their hate crimes takeover, the First Amendment, their attempt to totally gut the borders for the North American Union and the hemispheric travel ID pass and legalizing the illegal aliens. Let's stop them on all of their criminal activities. Let's defend the Republic. Engage the enemy. This is your chance to go toe-to-toe with the New World Order propaganda masters. For this article, Red Alert, Total Takeover of America enters its final phase. The people need to see the full picture. Obama's approval rating with the next session of Congress is probably going to be 45. He won't be able to push anything through. Everybody's going to know he's a criminal liar. I'm going to play some more of the lies that he's now gone back on from the campaign. I think the final two promises he hadn't broken are now being broken. Not to raise taxes on people below $250,000 a year. That's a couple, so people below $125,000 a year. And not to have signing statements. He is the greatest liar this country's ever seen. He makes Slick Willie look like an honest schoolboy. Right now, let's go to your phone calls. Let us now go ahead and punch up the calls. And let's talk to Josh in Washington. Josh, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex. I just want to thank you for what you're doing. And first-time caller. I've been listening for a while. I had a couple things I wanted to touch on. First one was cap and trade. And, I wish I could fight these thugs the way you do. I wrote a strongly worded letter to Jim McDermott, our representative in the 7th here today. And I told him he couldn't tax me to live. And I reminded him he has until the 2nd to change his vote and threatened to run against him.
Well, you need to physically go to the Democrats that voted for it and the 8 Republicans' offices as a constituent. This is worth people flying to D.C. to get in and see your congressman. I mean, they need to have, notes. If you're the next-door neighbor, leave a note on their car in a friendly way saying, please don't destroy the economy. Please don't give us a vertically integrated crony capitalist, monopoly capitalist slave system. Please don't be like the Chinese generals that own the Chinese, companies. For God's sakes, have some humanity. And I mean, they need to physically, Google the name of your congressman that voted for it and see when they're having events. They have the motion to reconsider. In fact, guys, go to Infowars.com and pull it up. There's a story that we posted from the Daily Paul titled, Climate Tax Traders Have 4 days to reconsider. It's now 2.5. We have a counter we added to the story at Infowars and Prison Planet that shows the countdown. They have a few days to reconsider their vote left, so we need to call right now. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I guess the second thing I wanted to touch on, I had heard about this bill. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it was the one for, compassionately allowing patients to, put their terminal sickness to an end. And, I watched my mom die of cancer, and I know that it's a slippery slope to allow doctors to stray from the Hippocratic Oath, but on the other hand, to deny someone their personal choice isn't very patriotic. Am I missing something here? I kind of wanted your input on that.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I wasn't ignoring you, but I was looking at the screen. We have 2 days, 9 hours, 56 minutes, and 56 seconds to defeat it out of the House with a motion to reconsider. Go ahead and finish your point. You're saying exactly what about health care and cancer?
There are certain bills that are allowed, that they're putting forward to allow terminal patients to, euthanize themselves and their life, And, I watched my mom die of cancer, and I wouldn't want to have to not have the choice if I wanted to.
Look, here's the problem. Nobody can stop you if you want to go buy a gun or hang yourself or take a bunch of pain pills. But hold on. I don't think and that's a decision you make. The whole point here is the government, the eugenicists running things, the bioethicist boards, they want to ration care. They have openly on record said that the government is basically going to, they're already euthanizing people in China and in Europe who don't want it. In some of the countries like the Netherlands, they have to put tattoos on themselves or bracelets saying, don't euthanize me. So the issue is they're already euthanizing the old and infirm. The Wall Street Journal had a whole series of articles written by Mr. White, we had him on years ago, about how they, Robert Wendland and people who would beg for food and water and be chained down and die of the rewards of the state. When the government's the guardian, they kill you. So it's already going on. That's why we're against those bills. Okay? They don't want to pay for you. It's eugenics. It's like carousel from Logan's Run. And so that's my position on that. More calls straight ahead. 2 of Barack Obama's latest lies and betrayals. And he goes, oh, it's just politics. I just lied to you. So much fun.